Yeah.
If you want to take the position that you're a better fisherman than me, okay, I can handle that. I get it. I would agree with that statement. Luke Duncan is probably a much better fisherman than me.
Right.
And if it was a tournament setting, I would lose probably 95 times out of 100.
Yeah.
Might get lucky a few times.
Yep.
So, but don't be saying that now you can do my job better than me if you just had a good cameraman, okay? Brother, it ain't that simple, okay? Welcome back to another edition of the Fishing After Dark podcast with the beard and the badge, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. And welcome back to you, friend.
Yeah, man.
Back to the garage. The garage man cave podcast center. And of course, the podcast, as always, is brought to you guys by shopcarls.com, aka Carl's Bait and Tackle. But we have a very special offer today for all of our mystery tackle box lovers out there. But we'll talk about that later on in the podcast. But shopcarls.com is the best place to get anything fishing, rod, reel, line, lures, cheapest place to get Googan baits on the internet. I've said it before. It is a fact.
Yep.
It's also, was the Yee Frog on Shop Carl's?
Yeah, 1,000 on Shop Carl's and 1,000 on Googan.
Yeah, okay. So if you guys have not seen the new Yee Frog, like the American paint scheme Yee Frog, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it went live on GooganSquad.com and Shop Carl's. And yeah, so there was 2,000 total, 1,000 on each site, and they sold out. Well, at least on GooganSquad.com, we sold out in 4 minutes.
Oh, my gosh.
So big shout out to you guys because y'all were ready to pounce on that one. I'm assuming Shop Carl's probably sold out too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Probably very quickly.
Yeah.
But I got one. You got one too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Or what are you going to do with yours?
Well, I've gone back and forth on it, man. It's like on one hand, it's like so the cool thing about these, if you guys missed it, of course they're sold out now, so I'm sorry, but they're numbered. Like it has an actual production number on the package, so it's kind of like an exclusive thing, you know. It's like there's only so many of them,
right?
So on that hand, it kind of makes you want to keep it in the package, you know.
For sure.
But then again, it's just like, dude, come on, we're fishermen, bro. I want to fish with this thing.
Yeah.
I want to stick a freaking big bass in the mouth. With an American flag frog.
But you're not giving yours away?
I might give it away after I use it.
I got you.
That's a good idea.
I didn't
Are
know
you giving yours away?
Nah, mine's on eBay right now.
Ah, gotcha. So
like go 200.
Yeah, go check that out.
Bid's going up right now.
It's actually a good idea. We should give them away. But I think I would like to use mine and catch like one fish. You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Just get a picture. Just to have a picture of a Yee frog in a bass's mouth, I think would be pretty freaking awesome. So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see, though. I'm definitely going to go fishing with it. There's no doubt about it. But we're talking about a lot of things today, folks. I think the main thing we're going to be talking about is a little bit of a beef. And you guys may have missed it. Not sure. It happened kind of quickly, and then it was gone. And it was over. But we never got a chance to talk about it on the podcast. So actually, that's not true. We did an entire episode on it.
Yeah, we did.
But we'll recap all that when it's time. But there was a beef between old LunkersTV and some guy named Luke.
Yeah,
so,
Luke Duncan.
Luke Duncan. So, yeah, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But, yeah, before we do that, let's read some reviews. So, if you guys didn't know, if you're listening to us as well as watching us, or if you're listening to us on like Apple Podcasts, you can leave a 5-star review, and you can write something. And if you do that, we may read it on the show like we're about to do right now. First up, we got Kenny Solario. He said this is the best YouTube podcast. Lots I want to say, but I'm going to keep it short. I love listening to your podcast, best podcast out there. Shout out to Lojo being freaking crazy on the videos lately, and shout out to Badge for being hilarious and being up next. He actually wrote a lot more, but let's just keep it moving.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Kenny. I love the really long ones. That it took a lot of time to type that out.
I like the people that pour their heart out for us.
Dude, all of these are really long. That's the funny thing. Like, people really do enjoy this. We got Midnight Wolf with a U. Wolf. Woof. I like that. I tune out fishermen who act like superstars. But Lojo and Ayo are just regular folks who just want to fish with, who you just want to fish with and have a good time even if you get skunked. Keep up the good work, guys. Very entertaining. That's very true. Sweet. I tune out fishermen who act like superstars. So freaking annoying, man.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
Freaking Rackley, man.
Well, yeah, what a douchebag.
Totally kidding. Rackley's like the nicest human being of all time. That was like the nicest person I could think of who was also a good fisherman. So, yeah, sarcasm. Next up, we have 10 Kid 49, like a Tennessee kid. Southern Appreciation. It's amazing that we have Southern guys making a good name for us Southern folks. I don't know if we're making a good name for Southern folks.
That kind of brings up something. Is that the third comment?
Yeah, that's it. What?
Well, speaking of making a good name, I feel like we did not make a good name for ourselves in the last podcast. Very brief when we talked about hunting, dove hunting without a license and getting a ticket.
Did you notice some comments on that one?
I did.
Yeah, I saw a few. I mean, look, we said we were in the wrong. I mean, we never tried to. I mean, yeah, we gave a couple excuses, but at the end, I'm 100% positive we said, hey, man, we fricked up. It was our fault.
Yeah, I don't know.
I felt worse than you did, I think. I felt really bad because it was really my fault because, it was my fault. I mean, I have no problem. Let me just look into my camera. It was my fault. I take full responsibility for you not having a license because I should have just said, man, just come over here and sit with us and just don't shoot.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So that's all I mean.
But I'm also like my own man, so I should not have shot too. So I take full responsibility.
But luckily, you never hit a dove.
No.
So in the grand scheme of things, what were you really doing? You were just shooting in the air?
Shotgun amongst men.
So I think if you were going to get a ticket, at least you didn't actually illegally kill any of the animals.
Right.
So, I mean, okay, there's some silver lining there.
The one thing I will say is if I treated it a little too lighthearted, I shouldn't have.
We probably that's because me and you, we were kind of pissed when it happened, and then we thought the ticket was going to be really expensive. And, we already went through our like whole kicking ourselves. So by the time we talked about it on the podcast, we were kind of thinking it was funny.
Yeah.
And then other people, it was the first time they had heard of it. So they were just like, oh, Badge was hunting illegally.
Yeah. And I don't want to encourage it. So get licenses, hunt, don't do what I did. I'm never going to do that without a license again.
I told you, man, that the day that we went dove hunting, I was like, yeah, man, I just went and bought like the biggest license that Alabama had. It covered everything. And it's like, I probably paid more than I wanted to, but it was like, hey, man, at least I don't have to worry about it. So,
right.
But you don't live in Alabama, so, it was just kind of a weird.
Yeah, but I have a Georgia hunting and fishing license, so.
Yeah, you're gooched up in Georgia. It was just, whatever. We just apologized again. I think that's the last time we ever need to apologize for it. I mean, we're paying the price because you got a ticket and I'm going to pay for it because I feel bad. It was my fault. So,
yeah, man.
It's fine. We're going to take care of it. The state of Alabama is going to get their tax money. They're going to get that ticket money. So,
yeah, it's not a big deal. I just didn't want to encourage. There's a spider on my mic.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You should get to know him a little bit better. So, have you done any more hunting or anything else, or are you just straight houseboat mode these days?
I'm just fishing in houseboat for now.
By the way, your houseboat video has about 18 million views now, which is incredible. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I'm going to keep saying that, even if it got 18 million views, actually, because it's got like 350,000 or something right now.
Right.
I knew. I'd just like to say I called this way back when it was in the. I don't know it was your original idea, right?
I think, yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't my idea for sure. I just didn't know how you were inspired to do it. But when it was said out loud, I remember sparks going off in my mind, and it was just like, oh my God, if you do this, it's going to work. Like, no doubt. I'm not surprised at all that it's going ham.
I'm not either, but it was scary. Like having the houseboat in my yard for about 3 weeks and just knowing this video was lingering above me.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if this flops, that's going to bite.
There's always that possibility that a grand idea could just not do well.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got grand ideas, but they don't always work. But that one I knew was going to work. So what's your next step with that thing?
It's a complete gut job, man. I think I may have spent way too much money on a gut job boat. Like, I know I did for a fact, but
I mean, hell, now you got to be thinking, hell yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, people are legitimately interested and they want to see what you're going to do with this boat. Here's the thing, man. I don't think any of these people watching that video are really thinking that you're going to go in there and like HGTV, like make it a complete new houseboat.
Right.
I think people just want to see some improvements and get it on the water and get it running. You know what I mean? I don't think people are expecting you to make it look like a brand new house on the inside.
Yeah.
Although that would be dope. That'd be so cool.
I kind of want to go all the way, man. Now that I have this audience that has committed to it, I'm like, dang, dude, the project just fired me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
no, I texted you afterwards. Remember what I say? I was like, dude, I hate
some videos out. Yeah.
No, I was talking about the houseboat. I was bummed when I saw how well the video was doing, because I knew now you were going to commit and like be on the Houseboat Project. And I was kind of bummed because I was like, damn, I live 2 hours away. That's just far enough away where I couldn't just swing by your house and help you for 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can't just get in the car and drive through 2 hours to help you for 2 hours and then drive home 2 hours.
No, it does make sense.
So it was kind of a bummer, you know, because if we lived like 30, 45 minutes away, could absolutely just like run up there and help you replace some windows or frickin', you know, tear out some demo or whatever, you know, but you know, it's your project, so that's just going to have to be, it is what it is.
You'll have plenty of time on there. We'll get it down to Lake Eufaula and goof around. So,
speaking of Lake Eufaula, switching gears, did you get my text the other day when I sent you about the campground?
I did.
So this is just like a little preview. We're not going to spend a ton of time talking about this, guys, I promise. But this is a podcast, so it's kind of what we do. Mm-hmm. So in the month of November, our neighbor Daryl, who you guys have seen and loved, he hasn't been on the channel a lot lately. I know that. He's going to be coming back, though, with a vengeance. But him and his family and some other people have like reserved several campground spots on Lake Eufaula, which is, of course, the lake that I fish a lot in my boat. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wow.
How do podcast hosts avoid stuff like that?
I don't know.
How do the pros just always keep going?
Maybe not drinking Mountain Dew while you film pod.
Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, so he reserved this whole campsite, but there was one spot that was still not reserved in the area that he reserved like all these multiple campground spots.
Sweet.
So I went ahead and reserved that last spot yesterday. So now us and I figured, you know, I told you could use it too if you wanted to, but now us and neighbor Daryl have this big stretch of campground right up on the lake, on the north side of the lake. So
what's the strat? What are you going to do?
I don't know, but as soon as I heard that he was going to be up there for a month, I was like, dude, I gotta go check this out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So like camping, catch and cooks. Daryl has a 15 by 15. It's like a screened in tent thing. It's not a tent, but it's a screened in thing, and it's his kitchen. He's bringing all of his like grills and kitchen stuff up there, and he's going to set up like an outdoor with like picnic tables, and like a dining area.
Sheesh.
So my man is going to be cooking.
Dang.
So if that's the case, I just figured, well, hell, I got to go up there at least a few times and like, you know, camp out or catch and cook, you know, run some jugs with him, do a catch and cook or do whatever. You know what I mean? He's going to have his boat up there. It's going to be a great time. So just kind of like a teaser for future content on my channel and maybe Badge's channel too.
Yeah.
There may be some camping on a lake with neighbor Daryl coming real soon. I think that's got a lot of potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you see Daryl in a camping scenario?
I bet it's hilarious, dude.
How funny that might be. So now I don't think he's actually spending the night out there very often. Okay. I think he's going to drive home, you know, when like it's getting late, but still, I mean, who cares, you know?
Yeah,
maybe we could convince him to stay one night.
Yeah.
And crash the tent with us.
Yeah, spike his drink a little bit.
Oh, shoot. Let's freaking go.
My bad, dog.
No, I'm excited about it, though. I'm excited. I think I'm going to take my boat up there at one point and just stay there for a couple days and just run it.
Do it.
You know, I just camped on my boat, right?
How did that go?
So me and Andrew, too, spent 24 hours on my boat on the lake.
Okay.
We were not allowed to touch land. That was the only catch.
Okay.
But you can do anything else you want.
Did you poop?
No, I didn't have to.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought about that like the night. Okay. I was like, damn, I don't really have to. That's good.
Yeah,
because I didn't think about that when I was planning this whole thing, but it didn't come up. So it was good though, man. We got some tents that like fit perfectly on the boat.
Yeah.
We got some supplies from Walmart, you know, and then we did a catch and cook, which was crazy. I don't want to spoil it because the video might not be out yet, but we ended up doing a catch and cook. We ran jugs and we lost the jugs because fish had gotten on them and went so far away from where we were, we could not find the jugs because it got dark.
Oh,
because we were fishing a tournament until dark. So by the time we got back to the jug, we couldn't find them, but we did end up catching a fish. Is all I can say. We caught a fish and we ate it, but it was not on a jug, which was the original plan. So we had to get really creative, but by God, we caught a fish and we ate it. So,
all right.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool little 3-part series. It's probably already started on my channel by the time this comes out, but you know, it was fun. It was fun. I wish there was more behind the scenes stuff I could say, but you know, I'm just not sure when this.
Did Andrew poop?
No, I don't think he did either. No, he didn't.
Dang. Well,
so we just got lucky, huh?
Yeah.
If you had been there, we'd have had to figure that out. Yeah. I'll be honest with you too. It's the last thing I'll say about this. Sleeping on a boat in really calm lake weather is incredible. It was like 60 degree or like 64 degrees, you know, got kind of cool at night.
Yeah.
We had the tents, we had a sleeping bag. That was it. And the tents were perfectly shaped. If you can just think about a bass boat, my tent was on the front deck like long ways.
All right.
Perfect fit. His tent was on the back deck sideways. Perfect fit. I mean, we were just vibing, dude. It was not bad at all.
It does, dude. I'm slightly jealous, man. Just because it sounds nice. It just pumps me up about the houseboat, man.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you could do on the houseboat every night or whenever you wanted to.
Facts.
So, yeah. It was incredible, though, man. I had a great time. We had a little portable power bank so we could power everything.
That's dope.
We had a little Verizon jetpack for Wi-Fi, even though we didn't even need it.
Nice.
Like I could watch Netflix on my phone with just service, going to bed and stuff. Dang. But the thing was, the weather was so calm. That's what killed it. Because if you follow them, it can get windy, wavy. Could have been extremely dangerous what we did, but we got a really calm night and we just floated. I mean, we found a nice little spot with not a lot of boat traffic and we just floated. We didn't really move. So it was kind of no.
You
no
are
anchor.
a risky man.
Well, you know, I wasn't sleeping too good. I mean, it was like splashing around us all night. It was kind of freaky.
Oh gosh.
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Because the fish that we cleaned to eat, you know, I chucked the body out into the lake. And then like a couple hours after that, I was thinking like it could have just kind of floated right back on the boat. And then every now and again you just hear like a right next to the boat. It's like, oh my God, is there an alligator eating the fish right now?
Oh shoot.
Like the leftover of fish, you know?
Yeah, that's a little spooky.
It was very spooky, but I had my knife ready, so had it in my hand.
Well,
Slept with a knife in my hand.
There you go. Good gracious.
I'm going to turn this fan on. You entertain the people for a second.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to entertain. I've lost everything.
You crapped out on me, man.
I did. You said entertain, and I was like, gosh, I don't know how to do that.
That was a throat pie right there, baby. Why did you look at it? That was a huge mistake.
Yeah, I just didn't expect. You catch me off guard with the indoor loogies, man.
I had to get it out. Man, I can't stop the podcast to walk outside and send a loogie downrange. I mean, geez, we got people listening to this. Can't just stop the pod.
We're a little front heavy right now. I think we might need to dive on in this bad boy.
Yeah, we probably should. So, well, would you like to? You should take the lead on this because you were the one that brought it to my attention. I didn't even know that it was going on until you told me.
Okay. So
take it from the top here. How did this beef between LunkersTV and Luke Duncan start?
Well, let me just say what I came across, and then we can kind of talk about how.
Okay.
All right. So I came across Lunker's video. He put a video out addressing somebody who was basically going after his reputation or whatever. So I was like, okay, this is crazy.
Which, yeah, that kind of comes out of nowhere if you're just paying attention to Lunker's channel and you don't know who this other guy was, which we didn't know who he was.
I was like, oh, shoot. Somebody's coming for my man's neck.
Right,
so
right.
Click on the link in the description of Lunker's video. Go, and there's this guy named Luke
He
Duncan.
linked the guy's video in the description.
And dude, there were so many dislikes and comments. It was wild.
That was the main thing I noticed when you sent me the video is it had like 200 likes and it had like 2,000 dislikes. So I was just like, whoa, he must have said something really crazy.
Yeah. Which he did.
Okay.
Like, I watched the video, and this guy was just coming at Rob for not fishing in the tournament. Turns out the guy who made the video was the host of the NPFL.
National. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Professional Fishing League, PFL. Yeah, National Professional Fishing League, maybe?
That sounds good
NPFL?
to me.
I think that's
I'm
it.
cool with it.
Yeah, I think
Anyways,
it's it.
he was the host, and
Like
Lunkers,
a commentator.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Lunkers left the tournament they were fishing. I want to say it was like Pickwick or something.
Yeah, I don't know where they were.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. So he leaves the tournament. The host gets mad.
He left early. He didn't weigh any fish. He didn't stay for the end event. He just left.
Right.
Yeah.
The host gets mad, and then he just comes down on fishing YouTubers.
Yeah.
And basically goes into this long, like 10, 15 minute, just slamming fishing YouTubers, man.
And Rob specifically.
And what'd you think about what he had to say about fishing YouTubers.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here trying to remember because we've listened to it a couple times, and every time I listen to it, it just makes me more angry because, it's just you could just tell he was really upset about that one thing that happened. Rob left, and it didn't give him a reason probably, and he was just really upset with Rob. And that made him just turn his attention to, oh, you fishing YouTubers think you can come over here in the pro circuit and do something? Let me tell you something, you can't. Now, that's not exactly what he said, but I'm paraphrasing, and that's basically the tone of what he was saying. I mean, if you saw the video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what he was saying. But, yeah, he went on and on, probably went on way too long.
He just kept going on about how, like, YouTubers have an ego, and they cannot handle taking an ass whooping in a professional tournament.
Right.
And I think he'd tell that to anybody. But the thing is, we just, most of us don't have any egos,
Not the people I work with. And no. I mean, I'm sure there's people that do.
Yeah, but
I mean, our circle, Well, that's the problem with what he's saying. He's generalizing, right? You take one thing that happens, which is to him, Lunkers was getting his ass kicked. So he left.
Right.
So he took that one instance and applied it to all fishing YouTubers, which is a common mistake people make, right?
And Lunkers didn't leave because of that.
I was going to get to that. So, the plot thickens here because after Luke Duncan attacked all YouTube fishermen and really attacked Rob, and now let's just be honest, that's what it was. I mean, it was an attack. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
But then it comes out that Rob left the tournament because he was having some issues, PTSD. He addressed it in a video. He wasn't mentally there. He had fish in the live well, and he just chucked them and left and said, screw it. I'm not into this tournament. I'm not in it 100%. Why am I even here?
Yeah.
And that's how some people are, So then that comes out, and you can imagine how bad that makes our friend Luke Duncan look. Because now it makes it look like you were attacking a veteran
struggling with PTSD
during your tournament, and then you dog him and drag his name through the mud.
Yes.
So, needless to say, Lunkers got very upset.
Yeah.
And he responded, which is the video that you saw. Now, what did Rob say in response to all this?
He went pretty hard. He went pretty hard.
As hard as Luke Duncan went back at him, or maybe even harder.
Yeah, it was basically, in a nutshell, he said he would never fish the MPFL again because of that moment.
He said he would never support the league, which was a growing league, a new fishing league that was going to...
Right.
I don't know if it would have ever competed with like FLW, but it was gaining some momentum this last year, largely in part because people like Rob Turkla were fishing it.
Exactly.
And bringing hundreds of thousands of eyeballs to it.
Yep.
So you would like for the higher up in a league to show you a little appreciation.
Right.
So he probably felt like he was not getting any appreciation.
Yep. And basically, I think he called Luke Duncan a coward
several times. I laugh because, look, here's the thing. I'm a veteran, so I just think it's hilarious. But, of course, I don't think that everybody that did not serve is a coward. That's not what I believe.
Okay.
But I just think Rob was really fired up in that moment. And it's just like, who are you to challenge my mental status when you never went through what I went through? You know what I mean? Like, it's just that kind of a general idea. And, I mean, it's not wrong, but... So here's where things get interesting. And I really wish I could remember more about Luke Duncan's original video because there was a lot of things I wanted to address with what he said.
Dude, that just left a bad taste in my mouth is when he said, dude, any professional fisherman...
That's what it is. Go ahead. You say it, and you say it.
Can get some nice edits, nice video, and be a YouTuber.
Yep.
But no YouTuber can be a professional fisherman.
So, thank you, Batch. There was a couple statements that he made that I wanted to specifically address because that's just dumb. Let me speak directly to Luke on this one if he ever hears this. Luke, you could not be more wrong about everything you just said. And let me explain, okay? So, what he said was, he said any pro fisherman.
Yep.
That's what he said. Could get a cameraman, an editor, and pay some money and put videos out on YouTube and be successful.
Yep.
Okay? How many tournament YouTube channels can you name right now that are successful? Go ahead and name me some. Scott Martin, biggest one ever. Who else?
The thing is, they all have okay channels, but nobody's getting more than 20.
Well, my point with that is no, that's not a true statement. That's because just because you have a nice cameraman, nice edits, and you're a good fisherman, do you have personality? Can you entertain people? Can you get people engaged on your videos over and over and over again for years?
Right.
Come on, that's just a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's a dumb comparison. And once again, he was just overreacting because he was probably upset in that moment.
Yeah.
And then he said, not every YouTuber could be a pro. Okay, well, let me just refute that. Rackley was a tournament angler for years before he was a YouTuber, right? Mikey Balls has won countless. Now, he's never won a major event, but he's fished a ton of tournaments, and he's won some derbies, won some big tournaments on Okeechobee. There was one other one. Who was the other one? Milliken. Yeah. Milliken, who, not necessarily my favorite person of all time, but, he's a good fisherman.
He's a stick.
He's a stick. He's won some tournaments before. So I mean, like, what are you basing this off of, man? It's like I don't know. That one really hit me hard because it's just like, stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to take the position that you're a better fisherman than me, okay, I can handle that. I get it. I would agree with that statement. Luke Duncan is probably a much better fisherman than me.
Right.
And if it was a tournament setting, I would lose probably 95 times out of 100. Yeah. Might get lucky a few times.
Yep.
So. But don't be saying that now you can do my job better than me if you just had a good cameraman, okay? Brother, it ain't that simple, okay? Like, and we all know that. And I'm sure he would probably agree now after the fact. I mean, here's the thing. The videos are all taken down now. So it's like, obviously, and he made another video, right? He made another video where he was really upset about the internet coming down hard on him.
And his family.
Which
that's cross the line.
We'll talk about that in just a second because we're about to run out of time on this first segment. But so they both squashed the beef. They spoke together. But that's where this whole thing gets really convoluted to me and really confusing, is because he claimed he apologized to Lunkers days before Lunkers made that video attacking him.
Yeah.
So that's not adding up to me. That, like, if you apologize to him, why would he then attack you? Or if you apologize, wow.
Dang, Daddy.
If you apologize to Rob, why wouldn't you take the video down?
That's the weirdest thing to me.
Hey, dude, I'm really sorry that I drug your name through the mud in this video, but I'm going to leave it up, though, okay?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? What kind of sense does that make?
Yeah.
If you feel bad about what you said, if you actually do, then take the video down or trim that part out.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Me and you have gotten upset about this in the past when people have told us that we should say this or we should say that. Let's just be clear. You can say whatever you want. I'm not trying to tell people what to say or when to apologize because that's up to you. But if you think that you're wrong and you think that what you said may have crossed the line, then why not go back and fix it? You know what I mean? Or address it directly with your audience.
Yeah.
That's another thing he could have done.
Yep.
Could have came out with the next podcast the next day and said, hey, I kind of took those last comments a little too far. I just want to say sorry, and let's move forward. Like, that's all it takes in life. People, I just don't think they understand that. All right, guys, so I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast I had a special offer that I had secured for you guys from Mystery Tackle Box. So right now we got a deal going on with them. If you use promo code AFTERDARK, all one word, all caps, although I don't think caps matter, you can get a 12-month subscription of Mystery Tackle Box, and it's like you get 4 of those months for free. Now, this is only on a 12-month subscription, but it basically equates to a 25% off every single box type deal. So if you guys are looking to enjoy Mystery Tackle Box, getting one every single month, being able to unwrap that joyous box of mystery lures, and you want to do it for a year and save some money, use code AFTERDARK. Click the link right at the top of the description. Now, back to the podcast. So look, what would you do in this scenario, okay? Let's just act like Badge is Luke Duncan, okay?
Okay.
You're a super good pro fisherman, but you don't fish on the tour anymore, but you're a really good pro fisherman.
Okay.
And you host a radio show.
All right.
And you just drag your
name. So you're fishing the tournament. I just destroy you.
Well, me and you are probably much closer than Rob and Kev or Luke ever were, but I'm just trying to think of a scenario where you're going to drag I'm going to say this. You tell me if I'm wrong. Is Robert Turkla not the most important fishing person in that league?
I would say yes.
I mean, let's not the best, the most important, okay? The person who has the ability to bring the most awareness to this league. That's a fact. I mean, can that even be argued?
I think we've talked about this in the previous podcast we filmed. We filmed one before they deleted all the videos.
Yeah,
so
I said that. Yeah.
Okay. But we talked about how Luke Duncan kind of represents like dinosaur thinking of fishing.
That's right. Yeah.
And how they think of YouTubers as way less valuable than a pro angler.
Which is what companies have been thinking for the last 5 years, but they're just now starting to get it. That hey, that's actually backwards.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Why is Guggenbait's outselling everybody?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I think that Luke was kind of just confused, and I think they just don't recognize the value that we bring to the table.
Yeah.
And so that's when it all gets...
Well, I think it's his ego is what's getting in the way, because
it could be.
If you had no ego, you might be able to see that, hey, this guy is not winning any events, but he's bringing a ton of eyeballs here. People know who he is. He's talking about it. He's helping promote it. He's been on his show twice, dude.
Which is
that's what Rob said. Now I don't know if that's true. I'm assuming it's true. I haven't heard Luke dispute that. So I'm assuming Rob's been on his podcast to help promote the brand, and then to go drag that person because of presumably a misunderstanding. But you know, I listened to Luke's response video, right? Because they both made their videos private. So I'm assuming they talked.
Yep.
And I saw Luke's response video, and he had the same kind of anger that he did in the first one.
Really?
I'd never heard him apologize. I never heard him say, like, you know, maybe I took these comments too far. I just, man, it drives me nuts, man. I just wish people could be have a little bit more humility, you know?
Yep.
Like, is it that big of a deal to admit that we said something we shouldn't have said?
Yeah, no.
Jesus, man. I mean, I know it's easier for us to say from the outside looking in because we're not the person that has to swallow our pride in this particular situation.
But we did that in the intro of this video with the ticket thing. So
yeah, we apologized.
Yeah.
We looked at the camera and said, "Hey, man, look, we messed up."
Yeah.
I just don't understand why men cannot, in all walks of life, the higher up they get, they just cannot admit something was wrong that they did. And I just cannot understand that, because I thought our dads were supposed to teach us that.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
Be a man. When you're wrong, just say you're wrong and shut up. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like it's so simple. So I mean, like, that whole situation could have been avoided had he just. So let's go back to what we were talking about. So Luke claimed he called Lunker, or he talked to Lunkers after his podcast came out.
Right.
And he apologized. That's what he said in a comment on that YouTube video before it was taken down. We all saw it. He pinned a comment. He pinned a long comment explaining. And he said that he had talked to Lunkers, and they squashed it, and he apologized, and then Rob came after him anyways. Yep. My question is, if you apologized and you meant it, which means you apologized for something you said, why wouldn't you take the video down? Why wouldn't you trim it out and move on? So why would you not do that? Well, let me tell you why. Because it was a hot topic, and it was getting views, right?
Yeah.
And it was spicy. And he probably was seeing the best views on a podcast he ever had.
Yeah.
Right?
In that amount of time, yeah.
And so he was just like, ooh, man, this is kind of spicy. But what he did not think was going to happen he did not think Rob was going to take the time to make a video bashing him. And hey, look, and that brings us to a great point that you said something about earlier. So in Luke's response video, he then went on to say that, you know, his family had been targeted by some really ugly hate on YouTube and social media, his wife, his daughter. And let me just take the opportunity to say that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, that's me, and you don't agree with that at all.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, I would never want, even if this guy came for me, I would never want any of my fans to even mention him.
Well, let's teach everybody a lesson in being a man. So anybody listening or watching this, please don't attack this guy. Okay? Don't attack him or his family, because that's not what this is for. This is just we're commentating on something that happened here and giving our opinion, which is what, you know, that's what he keeps saying that.
Especially
that's what he does. So
don't go for a man's wife and children, man.
Yeah, if you want to go at him, you know, that's your business. But you know, not his wife and kids.
Good gracious,
that's freaked up. You know.
Yeah, that's worse than anything he said about us. You know.
It is. It's worse. Yeah, it is. It is. So we wanted to make that distinction, that we did not agree with that, and I can promise you, Rob did not want that either.
No, and Rob took his video down.
Rob took his video down, possibly because of all that hate. So I'm glad. So it seems like both of the guys had made some progress and like figured out, okay, we've gone off the rails here with this beef. Let's both take our videos down. But now Luke made another video where he didn't apologize and he defended his actions.
Yeah.
And then tried to use, I'm not try to use, but use the fact that his family was attacked as a way to like get sympathy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got sympathy, and I listened to a little bit of the beginning, and then I got bored, and that was that. But
yeah,
the thing about it that I noticed was he kept mentioning how Rob had left other tournaments. You know what I mean?
I didn't hear that. Yeah. So what was the deal with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It rubbed me wrong.
What did he say? You talking about Luke said something about Rob leaving other events?
Yeah, it was just like, look, the way it happened, just Lunkers has left other tournaments early.
Okay.
Is what he was saying. And he was just getting really, I feel like he felt ownership in that league.
Yeah.
And he was like just really frustrated and wanted Lunkers to finish every single tournament.
He's got this super high profile angler that is helping his league, but he just keeps doing things that he doesn't really like.
Yeah.
So, but my question would be, is that against the rules to leave early?
And I mean,
because if it's not, it's like, what are you talking about? If it's not against the rules, then
yeah,
I don't
I can't really, I don't really understand either position all the way because I've never been a host of a fishing league and I've never been just, on top of the YouTube game. So,
well, and I mean, of course we're going to defend Rob, and it's not just because we work with the same company. I mean, that would be enough of a reason to defend somebody, but I'm defending him as a veteran because I can speak to the whole, my mind is just not here and I can't be here right now. Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty well-adjusted veteran by all accounts, and there's still times and places where I'm just like, I got to go. For sure. I can't be here anymore because I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now because I'm just like, it just happens sometimes. And Rob, I think he struggles a little worse than I do on average. So, and it's hard for people to understand that, man. From your position, working with me, it's hard to understand some of that stuff because it's just, and I hate saying this, but it's just like you didn't go through it.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I don't care about that because that's not what makes somebody tough. There's a lot of other things you can go through in your life that's hard too. Colonoscopy. Perfect example.
Right.
But so, I mean, but I can certainly vouch for Rob's headspace and, but I can almost understand the frustration from Luke because this league is potentially his life and he wants it to succeed. So I get it, man. This is my life. I want it to succeed. So I get the frustration, but once again, my original point is valid. Is like, if you had apologized and took the video, Jesus.
Good Lord.
I'm just butchering this. If you had apologized and then took the video down or altered it in a way to where what you were apologizing for was no longer live, if you had done that, or if you would apologize on the back end, the response video, but I never heard a sincere apology. I never heard the man say, hey, look, I thought Rob was just being a d and left the tournament early because he couldn't fish, when in reality, that's not what happened, so let me just take this moment to apologize. Never heard that, and I just believe in accountability, dude. Like, just seriously, I think it's just so important, and maybe there was some accountability on both sides that wasn't taken, but all I know is it's like Luke just wanted to get the last word in, with another podcast. Like he made the one private, but then he made another one, and then he made sure that he mentioned that his wife and family was being attacked, which once again we don't agree with, and we hate that happened. It's disgusting. But like using that as a sympathetic means to justify what you said instead of just freaking apologizing.
Yeah.
And just being done with it, dude. An apology will get you out of it so fast. A sincere apology. Yeah. And I'm not calling for him to apologize because I'm not involved in this scenario. I'm just I'm looking from the outside in and just thinking, okay, what could have been handled differently? And of course, Rob could have not put that attack video out. He could have not done that. He could have chosen to not punch down at a tiny little podcast, in a small fishing league. He could have chosen to not do that. I would have liked if he didn't do that. But once again, he felt attacked and he felt like he needed to defend himself. So who am I to tell him what to do? You know?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. Had not been in either of their shoes, so I don't know. I can see when you commit as much time to a new league and Rob knows his value and then they turn on you.
Right.
That would be kind of whack.
Not a good feeling, you know? Not a good feeling. And then me and you and the whole YouTube fishing community probably was rubbed wrong by all the comments he made about, like you said, you know, all pro anglers could be YouTubers, but no YouTubers could be pro. Come on, like that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Wouldn't you say there's an equal amount of difficulty being a professional fisherman and being a professional YouTube fisherman and having the same amount of success? I would say that's at least an equal difficulty.
I think so.
I mean, you know, I'm not taking anything away from pro anglers. We've been saying it for years. Pro anglers are freaking good, dude. The worst pro angler on that tour is better than me.
Yep.
Very likely. But don't come in here saying that your best pro angler, who I've never heard of, by the way.
Yep.
Because he was naming a couple really good anglers on that league, on that podcast, and I had never heard of them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that. So don't tell me that old, you know, what was the guy's name? Freaking Josh Pritchard. Or whoever the big, I just made that up, but it's just like, you know, a normal sounding country fisherman name, you know.
Yeah.
Josh Pritchard's over here and he'll outfish you. It's like, okay, but I don't know who he is. Yeah. So in our world, we just need people to know who we are. You know, that's how you win, is people know who you are. So that was definitely the one. I'm glad you remembered that. That was the one that really ticked me off.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Because you could say, you know, yeah, don't be coming over here to my neck of the woods, boy, because we'll outfish you. It's like, okay, yeah, you probably would. But then you turn around and say, but we could come over to your neck of the woods and we could outdo you on YouTube. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. Sorry.
I don't know.
That was an idiotic comment. I'm sorry. That was idiotic.
It was. It was.
Everything else I didn't agree with either, but that was just not smart. Not a smart thing to say.
It's funny, too, like when people don't understand what they're talking about, and he was trying to make fun of fishing YouTubers, and he was like, you know, I caught the world's biggest fish on a crazy lure, and then I caught a 5-fish stringer.
Yeah,
I was like, who's named a 5-fish stringer? I was like, brother, if you name your video Stringer Max,
brother,
you
a dinosaur, dog. Yeah, you gotta get out of that dinosaur phase, Luke. Gotta embrace the future, dog.
Look, Luke, man, go grab you a toy rod, go fish with it, homie. I swear,
it might open your eyes to a whole new thing.
You're gonna be hooked, dog.
Let's just start a new NPFL for all kiddie rods.
Dude, I'm in.
Dude, can you imagine?
It would probably go hard.
Probably smack.
It would probably get way more views than anything.
Dude, could you imagine? Get DC, get Mark Daniels Jr., get freaking Wheeler, get like 10 of the best pros in the world on whatever lake you want with kiddie rods.
Yep, kiddie rods, freaking fish
deck,
rockets.
The whole deck is just like 20 different kiddie rods rigged up with different lures. Come on, can we get that freaking popping? NPFL, can we get you guys on this or what?
No, dude.
No, not them.
That's us, man.
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll create our own.
We'll do the Guggen
National Lojo and Badger Fishing League.
Oh,
the
dear.
NLBFL.
I don't even know.
We're trademarking that as soon as we're getting off this, just to prove our point. Because I bet you we could get those guys together in the off season and we could make this happen.
Yeah.
So a few of them already work for Guggen. So we should probably do this for real.
Dude, it would go hard, man.
Let's figure this out. Yeah. If you guys want to see that, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and comment. Because we probably could make it happen, honestly. I mean, there's really no limit to our stupidity. So it certainly could happen. So who would win that tournament, by the way? Who's going to...
Kitty Rod?
Yeah.
Probably me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that gives a YouTuber a decent shot.
Yeah, these guys have no idea what they're doing with the kitty rod.
I just feel like somehow Dustin Connell is still going to have live scope and he's going to be like drop shotting with it and just pulling out 3s and 4s.
He
and
would beat us so bad.
Yeah, I think he would. But
we got to get him on here, man.
Yeah, we're working on that. We
says the off season. I feel like he doesn't have an off season. I feel like
they do though. Well, yeah, but the tournament
like winter
trails.
Time?
Yeah, it was soon, very soon.
Well, there we go. We can get him on.
Yeah, no, we need to get DC on. Well, I've spoken to him before on Instagram, and he said he would. He said he would join the podcast, but I think that was during the season,
and he was in Jamaica, I think.
Yeah, he had just won an event, so whatever. But we can get DC on here. We should. You guys should go to DC's channel and be like, bro, Get on the freaking Fishing After Dark podcast.
Yeah, get on
stop
that podcast,
freaking
man.
around, dog.
Quit freaking around winning them trophies, dog.
Yeah.
Get on that pod.
Stop winning the tournaments. See, it's gassy, right? The Diet Mountain Dews are they just hit you right in the freaking
Tummy gut.
gas sack.
Yeah.
So, on another note, switching gears here to something a little bit more positive, Alex Peric is back.
Back with a vengeance.
He's back. He has not cut his hair. He is
Muskie fishing now?
he was muskie fishing.
Big muskie guy?
And he caught a muskie, right?
Yeah, and missed a big one too.
Damn. I just saw the video pop up and it was like a dream. It was like, wait, this can't be real.
Yeah.
And the first words of the video were like, I'm back, or like the title. So I was like, oh my God. So I clicked on it. I watched a few minutes of it. And he was definitely on another planet right now.
You say that, but I feel like that's his style of video.
I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I just mean like he's just like, he's as out there as I've ever seen him. Not in a bad way. I just mean like he's just floating through life right now. He's not, you know how they say like keep your feet on the ground? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like stay grounded, stay attached to where you are and what you're doing.
Yep.
He's like the opposite. He's like floating in the clouds, which once again is not a bad thing. I'm just stating.
Like a little angel.
Like a tiny little man, angel.
Gosh, that sounds awesome.
He's a small man, but yeah. So did you watched the whole video?
I mean, I'm not a fan or anything.
Right. But you watched every second of it.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
No, I didn't watch the whole video, but I did skip through, watched him land the muskie, just because muskie fishing is really interesting to me.
Yeah, muskie fishing's got a different vibe to it for sure. It's the exact opposite of bass fishing.
And he rigged up this little plastic river boat and put live scope on it.
I saw that. That was cool.
It was cool, man. I was like, dude, that setup's really cool, because I was thinking about my river, shoal bass, and all that. But
your little boat too.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
are you gonna put live scope on your little boat, the one I got you?
I might.
You
dude.
freaking should, dude. You should.
I know.
You're freaking rich now. You got the freaking houseboat videos popping.
I made my money back almost. I'm still in the hole.
That's incredible. One video. That's incredible. Yeah, no, you're rich now, so you just need to go ahead and spring for that $3,400 live scope unit. Actually, it'd be more than, it'd be about 34. I think it's like between $3,000 and $5,000, depending.
They should give me one if they want to be in a video.
Hey, Garmin, if you're hearing this, baby, hook this man up.
Man, for real.
You could put one on your houseboat too.
Dude, I want Merc Cruiser to hook me up, dog. Because right now I'm having to order the Amazon, eBay.
Oh, no.
About 10 2.5 horsepower motors for the back of it. So.
Dude, we got to get Mercury in the loop here.
We do, man. Hook me up, dude.
Dude, we need to, actually need to reach out to like Garmin and Mercury, because the kind of stuff you got going on with these projects, like that could be that could be an awesome video to just installing it and then taking it out.
Dude, if I got a motor, man, shoot.
That would be crazy.
I'd be taking that thing everywhere.
Jeez.
Y'all be hearing them 60-second ad reads on fleek.
No, man, I can't wait for you to get the houseboat in the water.
I am.
But Peric is back. Do you think he's going to upload again in 30 days?
I don't know, dude.
30 days he's going to upload again.
I don't know. I can't say much because I don't upload a lot right now.
You damn sure don't. You and him about on the same schedule.
All I do is edit these podcasts, so 8 hours a day.
You stop it.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought for a second maybe he was just going to come back and just be dropping like for every day for a month because he had so long.
Yeah.
But then he hasn't. It's been over a week.
Well, I was told, and I can't remember who told me this, but somebody that knows Peric well said that he had a lot of content.
Really?
Like he has been fishing and filming a lot over the last year. So there's really no telling. It could be one of those situations where he has a giant, like a terabyte hard drive with just like 100 folders on it, and he'll just like pick one every now and again and just edit it and throw it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows when that was even from, that muskie thing.
I mean, his last one got like that video in a week got like 150.
Well, yeah, he was back.
160 some.
He was back. It took everybody a while to see it. It was the thing. Like I don't think a lot of people saw it the first night, but then the next day everybody saw it and was like, "Oh my god, Peric made a video." So one of the advantages of disappearing for a while is when you come back. Normally you can get some juice flowing. So
yep.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to upload again this month, but I'm fine with that, man. I'm fine with him living like a little free bird, you know.
He earned that right. He's rolling.
And he has. That's a good point. He's earned that right. We talked about this on another podcast, but that podcast is not going to go live. So I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not. But one thing we talked about is Peric has reached a level of success so early in his life that it's really hard for people in that scenario to turn around when they're 23, 24, and their original career was like a home run grand slam, and you've made a ton of money, but now you're still really young.
Yep.
And it's like, what do I do now?
Yep.
Like, I was so successful early. It's like a pro athlete, very similar. You know, a kid comes out of high school, goes into the league at 18, NBA. By the time they're 23, maybe their career's over, but they got one big contract out of it. It's like, what do you do now?
Yep.
You're 23, and you got a couple $1 million, but it's just like, dude, I got to figure out the rest of my freaking life now.
Yeah, it's weird.
I can't go on vacation for 50 years. You know, I got to do something.
That's weird.
People don't like that. People don't like to do nothing for that long. I promise you, it sounds good, but in the end of the day, you got to have something. You got to do something.
Yeah, I enjoy having like a mountain ahead of me.
Yeah,
but
a purpose.
I do see that if you hit that peak of like the biggest mountain you can imagine.
Yep.
Jeez. But like, I mean, the biggest thing you can imagine at my age is doing what he's done. So it's like, if you do that, the question, what's next, is like, I don't know. Is there anything next?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
It is weird. It's weird in my life. I mean, I'm 30. I'm in my 30s, you know, and it's like, I feel like I'm coming to the end of, you know, my career here soon, at least doing this. No, fishing, not the podcast.
Yep.
But although you don't want to edit them anymore, so we might be done with this after today too.
I mean,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do in the next 18 months. You know. So, but and then the other thing that I was saying about Peric that didn't make it onto the podcast was he also is lacking like the reason why he's not grounded is because one of the reasons is because he doesn't have a wife, doesn't have kids, doesn't have a steady girlfriend. He doesn't have anything that he's attached to.
No.
You know what I mean? Because to be grounded, you have to have something that keeps you grounded, and he has nothing to keep him grounded. So I think that is what's causing him to just float. Here's the thing, though. If he could get his stuff together and start uploading again, like maybe he has no responsibility in the filming and editing process, right? None, because he's probably not going to do that.
Yep.
Or maybe he edited that video, I don't know. But if he had somebody to do it for him, and he could just be himself and float and produce that content while he's just floating around, I think that could be killer.
Oh, dude, I bet he would kill, dude. I bet if a cameraman and editor took that on.
Yeah, just follow him. Just go. Just do what he does. Go where he goes.
Yeah.
And film it.
Yeah.
Like that could be better than reality TV, man.
I will say the thing about employees is they ground you. You know what I mean? Because then
you'd have to hire the right person. That's the thing. You'd have to hire basically somebody like you, a single person who has no attachments.
Yeah.
That way they could float with you, and you'd have to, they'd have to agree, like, hey, the next 6 months or year, I'm with you. Whatever you're gonna do. If you're gonna fly to freaking Bangkok, I gotta come. You like that, don't you?
Yeah.
I knew I'd get you.
You got me off guard.
You know what country Bangkok is in? I love messing with young people because they just know nothing about the world at all.
I do. I'm expecting a mom joke here.
No, I'm just asking, like, a lot of people probably heard the term Bangkok. It's a city. Do you know what country it's in for $100 right now?
Frick. Wait, don't you pass me.
I'm not going to pass you. Let me just confirm to make sure my answer is correct.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm 100%, about 99% sure. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Do you know?
I'm going to guess. Can I guess a couple places?
I'll give you the first letter of the country.
All
it's
right.
a T.
Is it like Taiwan or Thailand?
Taiwan? That's not a real place.
Thailand?
Wait, Taiwan is a real place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is Taiwan in Japan?
I don't know.
Yes, it's in Thailand. Bangkok, Thailand. And I think Taiwan might be in Japan. Let's see that real quick. You already know the podcast is going off the rails now.
Yeah.
Taiwan? I don't even know how to spell that.
I think it's like Tiawawan.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that right there.
This is, man, I like geography. So like I've been to a lot of places abroad, overseas. So
Bangkok's the capital, is it not, of Thailand?
Taiwan's in China.
Yeah.
Wait. Japan in the north. Wait a second. It's officially the Republic of... No, it's in Japan. Yeah, I was about to say, what the hell? But I think China kind of owns it because there's some weird stuff going on over there.
Yeah, some weird
It's
stuff.
officially the Republic of China, but it's a country, and it shares borders with Japan. And yeah, so it's in Japan. Yeah, I was about to say. I know I'm not wrong on that either, but that was weird. Yeah. So a little quick geography lesson with the beard and the badge.
There we go.
We did not know where Pennsylvania was because when we got there, all of you guys were like, man, we're really far north. I'm just like, well, yeah, we're fishing a Great Lake, so that's all the way up.
I knew where we were, but Norm had no clue.
Freaking idea. Norm and Yak packed a pair of flip-flops and 2 pairs of shorts. That's all they brought with us, and it was in the 50s when we were out in the water. It was freaking cold.
Yeah, that was the time.
And we almost died, but we've already talked about that. So,
yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap this one up. We got some more exciting podcasts for you guys coming. We got more guests lined up. We got neighbor Daryl on deck here soon. We're going to get DC. We got to get DC.
Got to.
We got to stop talking about it and make that happen. Get a pro fisherman on here.
And Lojo's dad.
My dad, really?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way I could get him to do a podcast.
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
No, it would be awesome, but I don't think there's any way I could get him to wear headphones and talking to a mic.
Could we trick him into like a video podcast?
Well, yeah. No, we definitely could do that.
Okay.
We could just like set up a camera in a room where we're all sitting.
Yeah.
And just tell them it's not on. And then just start talking about world issues.
Yeah.
And just let them go ham.
Look, boy, here's how you fix Texas.
Look, son, let me tell you something about Joe Biden, okay?
Oh,
Just hang on
no.
1 second. Oh, I stole.
Let's end the pod. End it. Hurry.
It's a joke, people. Come on. We don't get into politics because I hate all politicians. How about that? I hate about 99% of them. I like Dan Crenshaw. I like a couple people. That's it. I can't deal with politicians. They're freaking liars, man. They're hustlers. That's all they are. The good people in this world never go into politics. So that tells you everything you need to know about it right there. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. If you are watching on our new channel, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Smash the thumbs up button. If you're listening, make sure you're subscribing, following, leaving a 5-star review. That stuff helps us a ton. We're gaining viewers every day. We're getting more and more people over here. So I thank you guys for that. We're going to keep on going. As much as Badge wants to quit, I'm going to keep just dragging him along and promising him that he's not going to edit these podcasts forever, because I do mean that. But
Good. Sweet. My subs are leaving me.
Awesome. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching, listening. We will see you guys later.